Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Traveling Therapist Podcast. I'm excited to have our guest today. She's not a therapist, but she kind of is a therapist. We'll talk about that. And she's actually somebody I need in my life. After I read her bio, I was like, oh my gosh, I need this person in my life. So, Jackie Wheeler, thank you for being here today. I would love if you would tell our audience what you do, and then let's just jump into it because I have so many questions, especially for traveling therapists that are kind of living the lifestyle that I'm living.
Yeah. So I own Jackie Style Image and Branding Agency, and it's a personal style image and brand agency where I come and help you figure out what to pack, figure out your closet, figure out how to represent yourself well because you are your walking billboard. And whether that's because you're traveling a lot, you need to hone in on who you are so that your wardrobe speaks you. Or if you're on stages or podcasts or whatever that is, like I'm here to just really help you hone in on your genius so that you don't have to worry about it.
I love that so much. For as long as I can remember, I was never like the stylish person, a
Oh,
stylish kid. I never could like put outfits together. Like it was really the last thing I would think about. And I was the person that had her friends come over. I think a lot of women do this. Like, does this look okay? Like that kind of thing. So
mhm.
having somebody like you around would be amazing, especially for us therapists that are not only therapists. A lot of the people that listen to this podcast are entrepreneurial. So we've got other
Mhm.
income streams, like you mentioned, speaking gigs or even video recorded podcasts like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
showing up on YouTube constantly, that sort of thing, Facebook groups, Facebook Lives, all of that. So I really love to dig into it, that and specifically for people that are traveling therapists, because even right before I hit record, I was telling Jackie, I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. I drove like 4.5 hours to get to Virginia to see my nephew and his school for a little picnic thing. And I literally barely brushed my hair. I asked Jackie if she could come a little later. I made it like 5 minutes later. I'm in a sweatshirt. I'm in my sister's basement. So this is like probably not very good branding. So I'd love to just chit chat about all of that. Like, how do you help people, and especially somebody like me that's living out of a suitcase?
Yeah, well, the first thing I would recommend is like making sure that all your pieces will be coordinated, right? That can mix and match and can coordinate. And part of that is knowing what your best colors are. So when you can pull something out that you know you love every single time, and you can go, well, I can wear it with this or I can wear it with that and get very excited about it. That is really cool. And the best thing about that mix and match thing is, let's say you're out and about and you need to purchase something new while you are traveling. Think in that mindset, okay, will this piece go with three other things? And I usually say in your closet, but we're going to say in your suitcase, right? So that you can make sure that when you buy one thing or two things, now you have another 6 to 9 outfits. That way you're being able to get the most bang for your buck and for your image for that part.
For that matter. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. Do you work with people? Because, like, I hear what you're saying, like, pick something that matches everything else. Like, if you were to look at my suitcase, none of it even makes sense together because I probably pick up something random in Italy and then
Right,
something else.
right.
But how do you, like, even start with that? Like, what is my style? Like, how do you evaluate your style? And then, like, what is your color palette? I feel like there's like a whole thing to it. So, what advice would you give to somebody just even starting out with that kind of thing?
So what I usually do when I work with my clients is the first thing we talk about is like what your best colors are. Color matters. Wearing your best colors are always like you get this natural glow. So even if you're not feeling good, you kind of it adds a little bit to you. And it's okay if you are only that person that I only like black, white, and red, like or whatever your three colors are. We can make that work. Like let's find your best three colors. And so I talk about that. And then, like, what's your personality? Like, if your fashion personality is really natural and everyone is gifting you things that are really florally, well, you're not going to wear them. That's how you get a million things in your closet that you're not wearing. So there's that. And then also just really dressing for your body type. So even if everything is maybe it's not mixing and matching within your suitcase or in your closet, if you have things that look great on your body, then you feel good about wearing them and it's easier to find more things that look great. And the last piece that I do is I just really love for you to know, like, how do you want to represent when you're walking into a room or you're on the podcast or you're meeting with your clients? How is it that you want to be seen? do you want to be confident and intelligent and wistful? Do you want to be have grace, poise, and style? Do you want to be sassy, classy, and smart assy? Like, what is that? How do you want to show up? And we work around that, and like how your clothes can, and your clothes and your body language, all of that, right, can speak to when you walk into a room and meet somebody for the first time. So you get control of that. You do all the other things in their head.
Yeah. As a brand expert, do you help people like just even flush that out? I would think because, I hear you say
Absolutely.
sassy, spicy, whatever. Like, I'd probably like to be that way, but I'm definitely not that way. So I guess,
Yes.
even to be a therapist, we're always talking in the therapy room about like authenticity and all of that, like what feels right, true to you. And because, I mean, I guess I've seen people like that. They try to project a certain image, but maybe intuitively you pick up on, like, that's probably not even who they are. Like, it just doesn't seem authentic. So, what is that process like? I feel like this is where your therapy skills come in.
So I very much want for my clients, like this is how I work. I don't want you to not be you. People can tell, like you can absolutely tell when you're not being genuine and authentic, whether it's with your image or not. Now, there's something that takes like if you're wanting to level up your image or level up your brand, people will notice. And it's not that it's inauthentic, it's a noticing, right? And that's what we hope. We want people to notice certain things that we're leveling up. We just really walk through. Let's talk about like how do you want to be seen? What words come to mind? Like for you, what three words come to mind with how you want to authentically show up? Like what does that look
Oh
like?
my gosh. Real, I guess. That's one of my
Yeah.
values, just being real, really. So, I
You
mean,
know?
me showing up
Yeah.
like this is actually just my day to day life. Real, I think I want to like show up put together, like I got my shit together, I guess, to be blunt with that.
Yeah.
And, gosh, this is such a tough question. And just sort of like professional, but in a
Mhm.
like a friendly, helpful way, I guess. I don't know how you'd
Yeah,
say that,
yeah,
but definitely not like I would never want to have like some corporate background behind me and tons of jewelry and tons of makeup on and all that stuff. Like that would
yeah.
just be so terrible for me. So I mean, I feel
You're
like I'm
not
just kind
me.
of that. Yeah. Well, you look gorgeous. You
Oh,
guys can't
thank
see this if you're listening, but she's got this beautiful pink on, lovely glasses. Um, yeah, so, I want to show up that way, I feel like that's
yeah,
just my personality, and I feel like I've tried to do other things over the years, like go shopping with a girlfriend who's got great style, right? Like you were saying, and they're like, "Oh my God, this looks so good on you. You've got to buy this. You've got to buy it. You buy it, you take it home, you put it in the closet. You literally never put it on because it's not you,"
yes,
like you were
right.
saying.
Well, and friends are amazing to push you outside your box for sure. That's where a stylist like really is helpful in that fitting room to be like, okay, this will look good on you. How do you feel in it? And it's all about how you feel in it. Like if you don't feel good in even if it looks absolutely a freaking amazing and you're feeling uncomfortable and yucky only because it's not you, not because, some people have body image and that different things that's different if it's just like I am not ever going to wear this like you being honest like that's my whole goal in working with clients is let's have some honest conversations. I don't like this because great, no worries, guess what, you don't have to wear it and I'm not going to make you buy it. So my goal for anybody is that they have a closet that they love, that the pieces in the closet work for them, and that they have an authentic style, image, and brand, that they are authentic to themselves, that we're just enhancing who you are. We're not changing it. We're just highlighting the other internal and external beauty that you are. So if you're more natural, then let's make sure you're wearing your best colors and that whatever that is. And I think for you, it sounded like approachable is that last word.
Oh, thank you. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Cause that
Yes,
covers like a lot of
definitely.
things, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. That already helps me. Okay, I want to look approachable. Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you help somebody look approachable in their outfit? Like, that's where my brain doesn't work. Like, how do you help
Okay.
somebody do that?
Yeah. So I want you to visualize a person who represents those three words that you just talked about. Visualize or a person per word. Think about who is that like, well, let's say J Lo. Like if we were to go hang out with J Lo, she does not, she look gorgeous, but she does not look approachable, right? That's not the style. Approachable has more of a soft, I think, in my head. You tell me if this is congruent with what you're thinking. Has softer, more natural fabrics, not strong lines, probably not a button down with a pop collar.
Mm.
Some
Oh, no.
you
Yeah.
right, not that. So that's for
I'd have to
you,
iron that, and that would be out.
right? Well, they have some really great non-ironables out there now, but
Oh, okay. You're
um
like, "Girl, we can fix that."
yeah, with no worries. But there's, maybe it's a softer fabric, softer look, softer angles, maybe no angles at all. And that's like an approachable look. Part of that too is, if you're smiling is approachable. Now, internationally, you have to be careful about all of those things, but that is one of those things, right?
Yeah, that's such a good tip. You do have to think about where you're wearing in different countries too. Very interesting. Yes. Because I saw in your bio you even help people pack. I was like, "Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that's amazing." So that makes perfect sense. Like easy lines, cottony kind of like that's always been my kind of style. Like kind of a little more
Mhm.
like boho-ish, like comfortable, a little form-fitting, but not like I never would want to wear anything tight. Like that would just feel super uncomfortable, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
So, well, even in that for you, like for another person, something that's a little more form fitting could still be approachable. But for your personality and how you feel, something that's form fitting doesn't feel approachable to you, right? It feels constricted, right? So everybody's approachable will look different. For you, that sounds like you're approachable. Yeah.
I love that. So, did I hear you say that you like encourage people to go with like three colors, like three of their best colors? Or is that not like a diehard rule?
It's not, well, it's somebody's diehard rule, I'm sure. And when people talk about like core wardrobes or, minimalist wardrobes and those kind of things, if you're have that 12 pieces or the 15 pieces or whatever that is, each person does. I have a 12-piece system that I recommend, but I will not necessarily tell you that it has to be a lot of stylists will go, well, that's simple, just do black, tan, white, just do like a very specific all neutrals, but that's not how I want to approach it because I am not a black, tan, white girl. I am a purple, I am a royal blue, I am a hot pink, I am a turquoise. Like I love color. Now, I have black, white, and tan in my wardrobe as basics that I can mix in with that. So what I like to recommend is like what colors are speaking to you the most. And if it's a part of branding, if you want to use like my signature color is actually the purple. And so I make sure I have that in my wardrobe in some kind of way. Not everyone chooses a color for that. There maybe it's a signature piece, maybe it's whatever, it's unique to you. And I do help like wash that out a little bit. But it's finding those whatever that 3 to 4 color palette is. I recommend black being one of them because that's easy and when you're traveling it shows dirt less and all those things. But then you like really mix it in with, okay, I love turquoise and turquoise goes really great with black and I really like it with this color. And maybe it's turquoise, white, and black. Maybe those are your 3 colors. But turquoise is that odd color that's in there, right? And then you can play with it a little bit. And the more you know your colors and you fresh your personality, the more you can like zhuzh that a bit.
Nice. So, people literally have like a signature color that they like weave into their outfits and everything, branding wise.
Branding, right. Branding, it can be a signature color, it can be a signature feel, like maybe you only wear V-necks, or maybe it's I only wear silk, or I only like there's something in your how you're representing yourself that is signature. And sometimes it's just a mood, like a vibe. If you're boho has so many different like it's all patterns and creativity and flowy, right? So there's not necessarily a signature color, but it's a signature feel. And aesthetic, right? There's an aesthetic to it. So it just depends on how you're playing that out. I just did it. In fact, I just did a style shoot with a client who is super boho. Her closet is full of so many beautiful colors, but she wanted it to be branded to her, specifically to her website. And so we like, okay, what do you like? I lit through and found everything that would represent her and pull the chicness and the boho and the colors all together. So that was way fun.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I feel like this is like next level stuff. I'm just curious, like the therapists that are gonna be listening to this, like what they think about that. Like, I can't imagine matching like what I wear to my website colors, but that's so smart in a way. I mean, really, like your brand becomes who you are. People recognize you. Your Instagram looks the same way, your website, the way you dress, like it's just, people start to recognize you by those colors.
They can. Part of the reason why you want your website and then that branding to have, like when you're doing a photo shoot or a styled shoot for you in regard to that, is so that it stays cohesive within your brand online. So if you have golds and maroons and burgundies and like earthy kind of tones and you're wearing hot pink and purple in your photos, it's gonna clash, right? It's not gonna go together. So that's more like specifically that, how that all, but what ends up happening is a lot of times our websites and our Instagrams and our lives and all those, we show up that way, right? So on my website you'll see purple.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, just thinking about like I had a professional photo shoot for the traveling therapist website. And of course, I tried to be beachy and, on the beach and by the water and all that stuff. But then I had this other photo shoot where I had like sweat, like it was cold, like a sweater on and all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And my business manager, like we were launching a traveling therapist product, and my VA took the pictures of the sweater in the winter and all that. She was like, "We've got to get these pictures out of here. Nobody wants to buy this course with somebody in sweaters where it looks like it's freezing." And it's like, yeah,
Right.
that's such a good point. Like I don't even think about that stuff.
Yeah, that's excellent. And if you're like promoting and the traveling therapist that you get to hang out on beaches, but nobody wants to go to the cold places, that makes sense.
Don't wear sweaters in your pictures. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I hear you saying you have like a signature 12-piece thing that you recommend.
Yes, yes.
So walk us through like a consultation with you or like working with you. Like, what does that look like? I guess people come cold and they're probably like me, like I have no idea what my brand is or anything, that kind of thing. So how's it go?
So our initial consultation, our initial, therapy time, just kidding. Our initial time together is really going through like, what are your best colors? We do color analysis. We talk about why those colors look good on you. We talk about what your favorite one is, all of them. We talk about your body type. Like that's really, there's a lot of emotion behind body type. There's a lot of assumptions behind body type. So we talk about that, why you have the body type you have. And PS, by the way, there's no good or bad body type. It's just what you are. So I want to make sure everyone knows that. And then we talk about what styles look best on your body type. Like we talk about it. Like this is why. This is the why behind why this look, these pieces look great on you and these don't. Like avoid that and get these. And we talk about fashion personality. We talk about why you don't wear florals or why you want to only wear animal print or why you want solids and comfy, like, and we talk about that fashion personality. So we really dig deep into that and then those three words. So that's the initial consultation, just kind of that, hey, let's get to know you and I get to know you, you get to know me, and kind of that kind of thing. And then I work in your closet. So whether it's virtually or in person, we go to your closet and I see, all right, show me your favorites, show me what you have, show me what you hate. Well, is there a piece that you love that you're not really sure what to do with? And then we walk through that and I help create new looks and new outfits. And I search for those 12 pieces. Do you have the black pant, a skirt, a day dress, a little black dress, a couple of tops, one solid white, one solid black, one mix and match, all these things. So I look at what do you have and I make notice of that. And we talk about what your needs are, what holes you have in your closet that you might need just like one or two pieces, and what you have that works beautifully, and make suggestions that probably things need to go. And I really show you how to use what you have it to your best. And then from there, we do shopping or I make recommendations. So if we're virtual, then I create a virtual opportunity to here's places that you can find these things. Here's what I've looked for. Here's the links. Here's find it. I send you a book of all the suggestions that everything that we've discovered, a little style guide. And yeah, we go from there. If you're in town, if you live here with me, then we go shopping in person, and or you can fly me out. I'm happy to go wherever you are.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where's here? Where are you located?
I'm in Gilbert, Arizona, Phoenix, in the Phoenix metro area
Oh,
in
cool.
Arizona.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Phoenix. That's
Sweet.
awesome. And I just imagine, I mean, people listening, I wonder what emotions that brings up. Like before we hit record, I was talking to Jackie. I was saying, like, when I had a house, now I live out of my suitcase, but when I had a house, I had this terrible problem, like hoarding clothes. Like, My closets would get full. Even now it's happening in my suitcase. Like my suitcase is literally like 100 pounds right now. I drag it around in the car. It's terrible. Of course, you can't fly with that much, so I have to edit if I'm flying or going to another country. But my boyfriend the other day, I've been making him carry it because it's so heavy. Because I've had this problem my whole life. It's just like I just want to keep all the stuff, all the clothes, and literally my sisters, it's like a joke in my family, would come over. We'd open a bottle of wine, and they would literally go through my closet and make me throw away things because it was so bad. So, living out of one suitcase, it's kind of wild. And literally, honestly, half the stuff in there I haven't worn in like 2 years. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. Yeah.
Oh, you know what pieces
Right?
already need to come out.
Exactly. So I know all my therapist friends listening are like, all right, Kim, you need a session around this. But I'm just curious, like, do you like do that? Are you like, okay, this thing is like outdated. You've had it for 20 years. It probably doesn't fit you right anymore. Like you've got to get rid of it. There's probably a lot of mindset stuff around things like that, I would think. Yeah.
Yes, which is why I do that first session. So with the colors and body type and all those things. So I will be in the closet with you and I'll ask you based upon what you see, 'cause I'm not going to, before I say anything, based upon what you see and all the information that you just got, what needs to go. I want you to have the power in your closet. And then once you have make those decisions and you've gotten permission, like a lot of times what I do is give permission to remove things that you already know should go. I do say beforehand, like, hey, make sure, like, if it's things you hate, then I don't need to see them. Like, if you know you hate them, then get them out of your closet. But there's also always something or a couple pieces that are in there still that because you have new information, because you have new knowledge, that you're like, "Oh, that's why I'm not wearing that," or "That's why I only wear it when I'm with my sister because she bought it for me," whatever that is. And I just give you permission and knowledge and permission to go through your closet and go, okay, now I know why these." So first, I just give you that permission, and then we go through. Okay, based upon this, hey, and I make people try things on. So I'm like, you have to put it on your body for you to remember what it feels like. And I just like to make sure that I can have I pretty good at visually putting it all together, but I just like to make sure that, okay, let me show you how to put these pieces together and how it fits your body and your personality the best. And when we add the color in there, it's a lot of fun.
And I feel like just having another person there, like not maybe your sister or spouse or whatever, like kind of helps you see things a little more clearly when somebody's like reflecting that stuff back to you. Like, gosh, you look really uncomfortable in that. Or, oh,
Right.
you haven't worn
Hmm.
that for 10 years because your sister gave it to you and you never liked it to begin with? Maybe we should get rid of that.
Right. Right. I bring along a bag with me and I take it away, but with permission. So I'm also not that person. I will not force you to remove anything. I know that there's a lot of emotion that goes behind clothing. There's a lot of memories that are inside of clothing. And what I do recommend is if there's a lot of emotion within those pieces, fine, that's fine, keep them. But you don't need to look at them and see them and be reminded that you can't wear it right now if it's emotion behind sizing. And it's okay to keep those things that, I have a friend who did her closet and her husband passed. Well, there's some pieces that she just couldn't get rid of because she had memories behind them from with her husband. And I'm like, you don't have to get rid of anything. Why don't we put them to the side? Why don't we put those in the back? You know that they're there. And when you want to remember, or touch them or put them on because you want to have those memories back, then they're there. But you don't have to have them in your face all the time. Let's put them to the side. So yeah, it's really funny because we talked about that. I wasn't a therapist, but what I do,
But you kind of are.
I kind of am, kind of like the
Yeah, I think
hairdressers,
so.
the stylist, not
Exactly.
official, but kind of,
Close it up. Yeah. It's
yeah,
pretty right on. Yeah. Hearing you
yeah,
talk, it's like, oh gosh, yeah. I'm sure there's so much of that that comes up.
yeah.
Absolutely. So, something else that you talked about in your bio is like event wardrobes. Maybe you could just touch on like some advice around that because a lot of the traveling therapists, they will go to retreats and conferences in other countries. One, it's a business write-off. Two, obviously we can get CEUs, that sort of thing for it. It's networking and you get to travel. So, any
Hmm.
advice on how to plan for that sort of thing for somebody doing that?
Absolutely. First, I'll find a dress or formal outfit that you feel really good in, that you look amazing in. And there's plenty out there that are travel happy that it's just you will have to do just a little bit of research to do it. That would be like the little black dress that I would recommend that's inside the core wardrobe pieces. Like have your little black dress. So it can be black or blue or purple or whatever your thing is, like, but have that piece that you know that every time you put it on, it looks amazing. The way you make it look different, because if you're Instagramming and you're constantly being seen in it because you're traveling all the time, is do have a little more accessories in your wardrobe. Maybe you're adding a sparkly necklace. Maybe you're changing, changing up your earrings. You're going to change up your hair. Change how you're, showing up in that little black dress a little bit different each time, especially since that is you're packing and you're going with it, right? I love scarves. Like you can easily pack scarves and change up that look. Pashminas are a really great add on, especially if you're going someplace cooler, if you find yourself cool in a conference, you can change up that. And I'm pretty sure you're finding some beautiful ones if you're in Italy or France or wherever
Yeah,
you're
for
running
sure.
around to. And maybe like when you come home, you just switch out, like, okay, I've already worn these 5 pieces of jewelry. Now I'm going to change it to these 5 pieces of jewelry and I'm going to switch out my pashmina for the next time, depending upon like how often you're getting to get back to where you are. But take out those 200 things that don't work in your
Yeah,
and so that you can add the new ones.
I know. I hear
So,
you.
and maybe for you, maybe it's 1 or 2 pieces that, if I love a good palazzo pant and a tank and then a little sparkly or special top over the top, like you can switch those all out. There's just so many ways that you can create some really beautiful and appropriate looks while you're at conferences and doing different things.
And you're mentioning accessories. So you think definitely a scarf, a couple, maybe scarves that got different colors or that sort of thing, some jewelry. Do you have like 10 signature accessories also that you recommend, or is it just like different to different people, that kind of thing?
Well, it depends on your personality, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not a big chunky, then
See, I
that's
don't wear jewelry at all, like ever.
okay.
Like I never wear
Hmm.
jewelry or
Okay.
anything like jewelry like. So that's always been tough for me, like the
Yeah.
accessorizing thing.
So if that's not your thing and then you'd be super uncomfortable, then I'm not necessarily going to recommend that for you. But it might be doing for you, it might be a different hair accessory, maybe wearing your hair a little bit different. It could be, if you don't mind scarves, it could just be your pashmina, adding just a little bit of something. Fashion is and style is there's so many options. And a lot of times we get in our head and we think we're stuck in one place, which is where I come into, and every therapist, right? You get stuck and then you're like, someone outside needs to look in. And then, that's where that a different eye or different perspective like really helps. Like, oh, okay, you have this piece. Well, maybe we can think about this, or this. And a lot of it's exploration too. So maybe I would have said, hey, Kim, why don't you throw on a piece of jewelry? And you're like, I don't like jewelry. Well, we just need to find the right piece. Or I go, okay, great. Like maybe it's this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this conversation. So, how do people work with you? If they want to work with you, like they just schedule an appointment, maybe you could walk them through that process to get set up with you.
So I love because because this is trust, you want to work with someone you know, like, and trust. I really recommend like an initial coffee conversation. If you absolutely know you want to work with me, then great, we'll just get it on the calendar. But I really recommend a coffee conversation so I can really get to know like what your needs are. And I will tell you if maybe I'm not the right person for you. I am goofy and silly and I wear purple glasses and I have purple hair and I might not be the right stylist for you. But I recommend that first and then we just get it on the calendar and we just get started. So, yeah, we just make it happen.
And how long is the process? I mean, I guess it's different for everybody, but I guess there's like the initial and then like, let's do your closet. Now let's pick the wardrobe and that kind of thing. Like,
So it's anywhere from 5 to 7 hours of FaceTime, like us face to face, whether that's, in person, like with the initial consultation in closet and shopping. Now, some of my clients do not want anything to do with the shopping piece, which means that that's not face to face, but I'm still like have a lot to do
oh, you'll do the shopping for them?
if I need to.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
nice. Oh, that's
But
nice.
there's a lot of behind the scene things that I do to prep for you and to make sure that you have all the things that you need. So,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. A personal shopper. That's amazing. That's what I need, a chef and a shopper.
There you go.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. So how much lead time would you need? Like if somebody's listening and knows they have a retreat in 6 months or something, how much time do you recommend out for something like that to help somebody plan for an event or a trip?
Well, that's an excellent question. It really depends on how long and how much time you have available between now and how much time you have
Yeah.
available between now and
Yes.
then. Now, I know what my calendar looks like, and I do my best to, if there's an emergency, I have an emergency event, like I make sure I have some open time for that. But if you know that it's just going to take you a while to process what we've talked about or to get to that space or to shop, like, and it takes a while to make those decisions, like if it takes a while to just make decisions, then we need a little more time. Then I would love a month out for you from the time that we start to the time that your retreat is, just so that you have time to, if there's purchases you need to make, then they get there in time. But that does not mean that I couldn't help you within a week out. It's just a matter of that processing and finding the right things and making sure that I'm on point for you. Like that's a part of that too, is I want to make sure that I really understand everything that you're needing. So yeah, but it's easy enough
Yeah,
for
you
me.
seem like you'd be a good person to have, like, on retain or something, like a
Well, I
lawyer,
do have,
like,
yeah,
somebody you do that initial with, and then it's like, "Hey, now that you know me, I've got this thing, can you help
yeah,
with
I
this?" And
actually have
yeah.
a retainer for my
Oh,
clients
you
that
do?
if they, yeah, it's 15 hours a month. If you need more, you need more. And then I do, we talk about events you have coming up, what you're gonna, I should make the suggestions of what you're gonna wear. I remember, I write, I have a notation of what you wore when, so that you're not repeating it. And and then packing. So I make that suggestion of, okay, so you're going here. What does that look like? I think I look at the weather. I think of what you have, look at your agenda and make suggestions of what you're going to take with you. If you're here in Arizona, I'll do the packing. If you're someplace else, then I'll give you your list. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what an amazing service you offer.
Thank
It's
you.
fantastic. Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today, and where do people go to find you? I can't remember if I already asked you that, but where do they go to find you?
If you just want to hang out and see all the fun things that I'm doing, Instagram's a great place. It's the Jackie Style. I do have a free guide for people who would love to do that. And it's at my website. It's thejackiestyle.com/free gift. And when you pop in there, there's a little style guide and those 12 pieces I recommend and things that start thinking about, those 3 words and whatnot. So as you're thinking through all of what we talked about, there's a couple little things in there for you.
Love that. And of course, that'll be in the show notes, you guys, if you want to go down and click and get the free guide or follow Jackie on Instagram or find her website. It'll all be down there for you. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun.